Hello, good evening, good day, wherever you're hearing this video from. Hope you guys having a good time with you. Enjoy the videos. This time I'll do one on travel. Particularly if you're African American. I know this don't mean to single other people out, but we live in a time where everybody's experience is a little bit different. You can have the similar experience, but have the same experience, and vice versa. But this is for people who are black that's traveling overseas, and there's some do's and don'ts, and some good places, and some other places and countries you need to be concerned with. So thought I'd make a video and do a series. I've done this before, but I might recap on another video.
Are you an avid solo traveler or thinking about taking one of your very first solo trips? Then you will hopefully find this video interesting and helpful. Hi, my name is Jared and welcome to The Five, where we share 5 interesting things in black culture and society in every episode. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you can get notified when we release new videos. Today we'll be talking about travel destinations that might not be so ideal for the black solo traveler. We came up with this list after watching countless YouTube videos based on travel experiences and reading articles on the subject. We are looking at some of the most common travel destinations, so please don't ask in the comments about countries that are, let's just say, might not be very travel friendly in general. This is not to discourage you from traveling at all, so keep that in mind. As always, if you agree or disagree with this list, or you want to share your own personal experiences, let us know in the comments. We love hearing from you. Let's just jump right into the list. In no particular order, at number 1 we have Italy. Italy has been a much-loved travel destination for years, but some research shows that it might not be such an ideal place to travel alone if you're a black traveler. That is especially true in northern Italy. Much of the negative feedback we have seen about traveling in Italy is concentrated in northern Italy. It is no secret that racism exists in Italy, but some regions are far worse than others. From our research, it appears that most black travelers have pretty good experiences in southern Italy, but had some negative things to say about northern Italy. And if you're a black traveler from Africa, opposed to, say, America, your travel experiences might be a lot worse. There is a lot of illegal immigration from Africa into Italy that has faced fierce opposition and that could be the source of much of the mistreatment of black travelers in Italy. A region that has been mentioned by black travelers repeatedly is the Veneto region, which is the northeastern region of Italy. African and South Asian workers feel the need for low-paid labor in the region and are exposed to discrimination. In some instances, the racism that experienced is through crass comments of soccer fans after a heated game or strange looks from locals. On YouTube, commentators share their experiences of being mistreated at a pizza shop in Rome, while another mentioned not being given the necessary attention for safety while riding a lift up a mountain. So when planning to travel through Italy, it might be a good idea to do it with a travel buddy, just to feel more secure. Number 2, China. China is in general a place where you have to know what you're getting yourself into, and that's why it's a popular destination for group tours. The biggest complaints from black travelers about China is the amount of uncomfortable attention black people get doing simply everyday things like walking down the street or dining at restaurants. If personal space is an important thing for you, then this is probably not a place you want to go to. Some black travelers have compared it to feeling like an attraction at the zoo. Locals might want to come up to you and want to take photos with you or touch your hair. Most of the attention might not come from a bad place or out of bad intention, but it is easy to see why it can get irritating when you're simply looking to relax and explore a new place. Similar to Italy, if the locals think that you are from Africa versus a Western country, the treatment you will receive is worse. We have read stories of African travelers who were straight up refused service at some restaurants. But China is a massive place, so different cities will yield different experiences. You might have better experiences in major cities that might be used to seeing tourists from all over the world. More recently, some places in China have been very unfriendly to black travelers since the outbreak of COVID-19, due to many Chinese people believing COVID came from Africa. This was actually reported on by ABC News. One YouTube commentator said they would never go back to China after going there for work. They would complain about not being served at some restaurants and not being able to go anywhere without a guide. The security measures they experienced were also much tighter than any other destination. Again, the moral of the story is that maybe China is a place you should experience with a group, especially if it's your first time. Number 3 and 4, Morocco and Egypt. For the number 3 and number 4 spots, we are putting Morocco and Egypt together because the two North African countries have so much in common. And most of the complaints about these two countries came from black women traveling alone. One YouTuber shared her story of being followed by several different men while traveling in Morocco. She expressed feeling uneasy while venturing out anytime after sunset while in Marrakesh. Another YouTuber also expressed being sexually harassed on the streets of Morocco by aggressive men even though she was traveling with her brother. They also yelled out things like Obama family and other things to refer to them as being black. That YouTuber still mentioned how beautiful Morocco is, but highly recommended that females not travel there alone. The same goes to Egypt. Egypt, like Morocco, has a very male-dominated culture and can be overwhelming for solo female travelers. The markets can be mazes where aggressive shopkeepers will pull you every which way to sell you their items. In the mix of all that, there is plenty of catcalling. All travelers recommended dressing more conservative when traveling to these two countries. Another black traveler complained about facing racism when traveling in Egypt, from dirty looks to monkey noises being made at her while she walked. Both Egypt and Morocco are highly recommended to be explored in groups, especially for female travelers. Number 5, India. India is another giant place that can easily overwhelm even those traveling in groups. But if you're a solo traveler and visiting for the first time, get ready to have all your senses overpowered. You will likely receive a combination of all the negative things we talked about on this list when visiting India solo, from staring and pointing to sexual harassment. Traveler Ashley Butterfield, who has traveled to countless countries around the world, put her experience in India as follows, and I quote, "The attention I received was not always extreme, but sometimes the energy changed when I was with other travelers. There was a clear difference in the type of attention that I received when walking with fellow white or Asian travelers versus when I was walking alone or with another black person. When with the former, people still noticed me, but their reactions were more indifferent than negative, as if other travelers validated me being there. When alone or with another black person, however, a large majority of the reactions towards us were decidedly negative, expressed through frowning faces, laughter, pointing, staring, making jokes, or hurrying away from us. Colorism is a huge problem in India, even among the population there, so it is easy to see how that mentality can easily be transferred to mistreating tourists as well. Several travelers have shared their experiences of getting their hair pulled and even being asked crazy questions while traveling in India. A lot of Africans in Mumbai are considered drug dealers, and you might have trouble getting into certain places like clubs because you're black. People might walk up to you and take your picture and claim it's for their social media. When traveling in India, be very cautious and don't travel solo, especially if it's your first time. Remember that bad experiences are as much a part of traveling as good experiences. Bad people, racism, sexism, and every other ism can be found in any country, and that should not stop you from going to any of these locations. This video is just to share the experiences of other travelers in hopes of making your travel.
So we go see something good.
We get down to the beat, y'all. and welcome back to Black Exolist. In this series, we will offer up 10 beautiful vacation destinations for Black travelers. Welcome to Black Exolist. This is where we celebrate Black excellence, achievement, and affluence. Our mission is to inspire. We're excited to see that Black travelers are seizing the opportunity. With so many fascinating cities and countries to visit, we picked a geographically diverse group of vacation spots where Black travelers have provided positive feedback and experiences. While only a few have direct links to the African diaspora, that was by design since we encourage you to discover and explore other cultures that may be very different from our own. In this original Black Exolist series, we will highlight 10 international vacation spots we think you will enjoy. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 1, Barbados. Barbados, an Eastern Caribbean island nation, is a great destination offering Black travelers a unique blend of natural beauty, culture, and entertainment. All the makings of an unforgettable Caribbean experience. Barbados boasts some of the most beautiful beaches not only in the Caribbean, but in all the world. From the calm turquoise waters of the West Coast to the rugged and picturesque beaches on the East Coast, there is something for every type of beachgoer. The island has a rich history and cultural heritage that is evident in its museums, galleries, and historic landmarks. But it's Barbados food and culture that will mark the highlight of your getaway. Barbados is also known for its delicious, flavorful cuisine, which is a fusion of African, Caribbean, and European flavors. Visitors can sample local dishes or indulge in the international cuisine at one of the many world-class restaurants on the island. And let's not forget the island's vibrant music scene, which includes calypso, reggae, and soca. Music, dance, and lively festivals are an integral part of the island's culture. Number 2, Medellin, Colombia. Medellin has become a favorite destination for Black travelers in recent years due to its vibrant culture, stunning natural beauty, and friendly locals. It is the second largest city in Colombia, eager to showcase its Afro-Colombian music, art, history, and electric nightlife. The city has a delicious and diverse cuisine scene with everything from traditional Colombian cuisine to modern fusion restaurants and street food. Medellin has undergone a significant transformation in recent years, becoming a hub of innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship. This has resulted in the development of a thriving arts and culture scene, with numerous galleries, theaters, and live music venues showcasing local and international talent. Medellin has a perfect climate that is warm and sunny all year round, making it a great place to escape to for those seeking a tropical getaway. But Black travelers will also be fascinated by its stunning natural scenery, including verdant hillsides, crystal clear waterfalls, and beautiful botanical gardens. Lastly, the people of Medellin are incredibly welcoming and eager to share their culture and way of life with visitors. Number 3, Florence, Italy. Black travelers will find Florence a fun and exciting experience for several reasons. Firstly, Florence is a city with a rich history and culture that can be seen in its stunning architecture, art, sculptures, and museums. The city is home to some of the world's most famous masterpieces and magnificent cathedrals that dominates the city's skyline. Not to mention, Florence is a foodie's paradise, with delicious Tuscan cuisine and wine that is world-renowned. And if you're into shopping, Florence is a retail paradise with high-end fashion boutiques, artisanal shops, and local markets selling everything from leather goods to handmade ceramics and jewelry. And what Black travelers really enjoy is that Florence is a walkable city, making it easy to explore its streets, alleys, and piazzas on foot, taking in the sights and sounds of this beautiful city. All in all, Florence is a lively and vibrant city that is full of energy and excitement, with a buzzing nightlife scene, live music, and street performers adding to its charm. And once you add the pleasant year-round weather, Black travelers rank it high due to its combination of rich history, culture, food, shopping, and entertainment.
Hey, it's me, your dry skin. We go through a lot every day and lose
food, shopping, and entertainment. Number 4, the Philippines. The Philippines is a fantastic destination for Black international travelers, offering a unique blend of natural beauty, culture, cuisine, and hospitality. The Philippines is home to some of the most beautiful natural scenery in the world, including stunning beaches, crystal clear waters, lush forests, and picturesque mountains. The Philippines has a rich and diverse culture that is influenced by its indigenous peoples, as well as centuries of colonization by Spain and the United States. Visitors can explore this rich cultural heritage through its museums, festivals, and historic landmarks. And if it's food that you crave, the Philippines is a food lover's paradise, with a wide range of delicious and unique dishes that reflect the fusion of indigenous, Chinese, Malay, and Spanish flavors. And the people of the Philippines are incredibly friendly and hospitable, welcoming visitors with open arms. Known as Filipino hospitality, it is one of the most endearing aspects of the country and adds to its charm. Lastly, the Philippines is a great value destination for those budget-conscious travelers, offering affordable accommodations, food, and transportation. Number 5, Sydney, Australia. The most famous city in Australia, Sydney is home to must-visit icons like the Sydney Harbour Bridge and Opera House, but this harbour city is constantly evolving. New rooftop bars, theater shows, and designer shops pop up at every turn, and the urban excitement is perfectly balanced by afternoons spent lying on the sand. Sydney also features a diverse and multicultural cuisine scene that offers everything from fresh seafood to contemporary fusion dishes. The city is also known for its coffee culture, with many independent cafes and roasteries scattered throughout the city. And if you're into outdoor activities, Sydney is surrounded by stunning natural beauty, including the Blue Mountains, Hunter Valley Wine Region, and Royal National Park. Sydney ranks high on Black Travelers' list due to its vibrant arts, festivals, and culture scene, showcasing local and international talent. And if you're planning to travel with the kids, Sydney is a great destination for families with a range of outdoor activities, family-friendly attractions, and beach play in its warm, sunny weather. Number 6, Zanzibar, Tanzania. Zanzibar is an escape from the everyday and the ordinary, with world-class beaches and a rich history, culture, and geography like no other in the world. It's a true tropical paradise, offering more than just surface beauty. Not only do you have your choice of several stunning beaches with fine coral white sand and brilliant blue waters on Zanzibar Island alone, you can also explore its unique history in its historic stone town, where you will find an eclectic mix of Islamic and East African Swahili cultures in the architecture and historical landmarks. Whether you want to explore in, on, or under the water, you'll find adventures in catamaran cruising, diving, snorkeling, jet skiing, and windsurfing. Zanzibar is also home to several unique nature and wildlife encounters. You can visit a wide variety of species in their natural habitat. And last but not least, the dining in the Spice Islands is everything you'd expect. A fragrant mixture of East African, Arabian, Chinese, and Indian influences. Their contemporary cuisine is a fusion of fresh seafood and seasonings, offering you the best of land and sea. Number 7, Brazil. The saying goes that Brazil has the body of America and the soul of Africa. And maybe this has something to do with it hosting the world's largest population of Black people outside of the African continent and the world's second biggest Black population after Nigeria. Brazil is one of the most captivating places for Black travelers due to its heavy African influences and heritage. From the flavorful food to the lovely shades of brown skin present in Brazil's streets, the African diaspora is felt and seen everywhere. And a country known for its powdery white sand beaches, your favorite activity here may be the prospect of doing nothing at all, aside from sinking your toes into the warm sand and soaking up some sun. Then there's Brazil's biodiversity. Legendary in scope, its diverse ecosystems boast the greatest collection of rainforests, waterfalls, plant life, and animal species found anywhere on Earth. But let's pay homage to the heart of Brazil, its music. From a simple family gathering to large street festivals, music is the foundation for Brazilian culture, and its most famous celebration, Carnival, storms through the country's cities and towns with hip-shaking samba and frevo, along with dazzling costumes and parties that last until sunup. Number 8, the country of Dubai. Dubai is a destination that mixes modern culture with history, adventure with world-class shopping, and entertainment with mind-blowing extravagance.
Dubai.
Once just one of many small port towns on the Arabian Gulf, Dubai has transformed itself into an international transit and trade hub that draws millions of visitors every year to this corner of the Arabian Peninsula. Famed for outlandish developments and innovative architecture, Dubai is home to the world-famous Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the world, as well as numerous museums, galleries, and cultural events showcasing the city's rich history and heritage. Dubai is a great destination for shopping, with numerous shopping malls offering a range of luxury brands and designer stores. Moreover, Dubai is an epicenter for international cuisine, with a range of restaurants offering everything from traditional Arabic dishes to contemporary fusion cuisine. But it's also a popular destination offering a wide range of unique experiences, such as desert safaris, hot air balloon rides, indoor skiing, and water sports, golfing, and spa treatments. Dubai makes for a fascinating experience. Just be ready for the heat.
No, that's alright.
Number 9, Tokyo. A vacation to Tokyo, the bustling capital city of Japan, offers a unique blend of traditional culture and modern technology. Black travelers are intrigued by this city of contrasts, with traditional temples and shrines coexisting alongside modern skyscrapers and cutting-edge technology. And for food lovers, there is more than just sushi. Tokyo offers a vast array of culinary options ranging from traditional Japanese cuisine to international flavors. But you may also enjoy the city's famous street food scene. Tokyo is also a shopper's paradise, with numerous shopping districts offering a variety of fashion, electronics, and souvenirs. Being that it is a city of technological innovation, Tokyo is a great destination for entertainment and futuristic attractions, with a wide range of options such as amusement parks, theaters, and museums, but also technological districts and exhibitions. Lastly, Tokyo is a safe and clean city with friendly locals, but you will also enjoy its efficient transportation system that will take you around the busy city or to its beautiful parks and gardens. Number 10, Panama City. Idyllic islands, rolling surf, untamed nature, and show-stopping wildlife all help make Panama an irresistible destination for Black travelers. Panama is a country of extremes, geographically and in terms of its lifestyle. From bustling cities like Panama City to small villages nestled among the dense jungle, Panama offers a unique experience for everyone. And 20% of its population is Afro-Panamanian, so there is no doubt that you will feel the presence of the African diaspora and how it has enriched the country's architecture, gastronomy, religion, dress, music, and its food. Panama is known for its excellent cuisine, with a fusion of Latin American, Caribbean, and European flavors. The museums and other cultural offerings in Panama City make it an intriguing city to visit, and very family-friendly too. Among the city's best attractions is the world-famous Panama Canal. Away from the city lights, adventure prevails where you can explore the jungle, tour coffee estates, raft on whitewater rapids, zip line, and much more. If you want even more water sports, the hundreds of islands off both of Panama's coasts offer lovely beaches, clear water, and gorgeous underwater marine life. We appreciate the fact that you stayed until the end. Thank you for spending time.
Yeah, I think that'll go. And see, one thing about Panama and certain places, you don't have to worry about somebody calling you black or monkey or anything like that or making monkey noises. So in Dubai, right now, where the Middle East is going, I don't know if I would stay out of the Middle East right now. There's a lot of stuff going down over there, boy. But anyway, here's some places you can retire.
You can feel it when your dream becomes a pursuit. And with vitiligo, the pursuit for your pigment is no exception. It's time you had a proven choice to help
If you're
restore what's
non-black, you
yours.
probably won't have no
Opzelura
problem.
is the first and only
But you're black.
FDA-approved prescription treatment for non-segmental vitiligo.
But the
Proven to
Italy,
help repigment skin over time. Restoring what's yours is possible with a steroid-free cream that you can apply.
Are you tired of work, looking for the perfect place to settle after retirement?
Our video on the 10 best countries to retire under $1,000 a month is just what you need. Imagine a country where you can stretch your retirement savings while enjoying a comfortable lifestyle and beautiful surroundings. We've compiled a list of countries that offer an excellent quality of life without breaking your budget. In this video, you get an in-depth look at these countries, their cost of living, and what makes them unique. From bustling cities to peaceful countryside escapes, there's something for every retiree's taste. Stay tuned as we count down from number 10 to the top country for inexpensive retirement. And don't forget to take notes. The beautiful country of Portugal kicks off our list at number 10. Portugal offers retirees a warm climate, stunning beaches, and a rich history. Did you know that Portugal is one of the oldest countries in Europe, with its borders remaining unchanged since 1139? With living costs significantly lower than in many Western European countries, Portugal is an attractive option for retirees seeking a great life on a budget. The country has friendly locals, delicious cuisine, and a relaxed lifestyle, perfect for those golden years. Here's an interesting tidbit. Portugal is home to the world's oldest bookstore, the Varia Bertrand, which has been in operation since 1732. Our number 9 pick for the best country to retire is Mexico. Mexico is an increasingly popular destination for its affordability, diverse landscapes, and vibrant culture. Mexico offers a variety of living options, from bustling cities to tranquil beach towns, ensuring a perfect spot for every retiree. The warm climate, delicious food, and welcoming locals make Mexico an appealing option for those looking to stretch their retirement dollars. Here's a quirky fact. Mexico is the birthplace of chocolate, dating back to the ancient Mayans and Aztecs. Estonia ranks 8th on our list of best countries to retire under $1,000 a month. This small Baltic nation is known for its dramatic landscapes, medieval architecture, and high-speed internet. Estonia is one of the most digitally advanced countries worldwide, with 99% of its public services available online. Despite its technological advancements, Estonia remains an affordable retirement location with a low cost of living. Retirees can enjoy the country's gorgeous national parks, charming cities, and friendly locals. Did you know that Estonia has more meteorite craters per square kilometer than any other country in the world? Our number 7 best country to live is in the Philippines. With over 7,000 islands, the Philippines offers retirees a tropical paradise with reasonable living expenses. English is widely spoken in the country, making communication easy for expats. The Philippines has stunning beaches, lush scenery, and friendly people, making it a popular retirement location for a laid-back lifestyle. The country also has a low cost of healthcare, an essential consideration for retirees. As an amusing piece of trivia, the Philippines is the world's largest exporter of coconuts. Vietnam comes in 6th place as the best country for retirees. Vietnam has a rich history, varied landscapes, and low living costs, making it an attractive retirement destination. Its incredible natural beauty includes Halong Bay, a UNESCO World Heritage Site with thousands of limestone islands. Vietnam offers a mix of bustling cities, like Ho Chi Minh City, and serene countryside, ensuring something for everyone. The delicious cuisine, friendly locals, and affordable health care make Vietnam ideal for retirees on a budget. Here's a fun bit of info. Vietnam is the world's 2nd largest producer of coffee, after Brazil. Landing in 5th place on our list of best countries to retire is Malaysia. Malaysia is a diverse country with Malay, Chinese, and Indian cultures, offering retirees a unique and vibrant experience. It's home to the world's tallest twin towers, the Petronas Twin Towers, which stand at an impressive 1,483 feet. With budget-friendly living expenses, Malaysia is an affordable retirement locale that doesn't sacrifice quality of life. Retirees can enjoy beautiful beaches, dense rainforests, and a variety of delicious cuisines. For a light-hearted fact, Malaysia is the birthplace of the popular rubber shoes called Crocs.
With limited time offers on Toyotas, you not only get great value for your money right now, but because
Colombia is our number 4 pick for the best country to retire under $1,000 a month. Colombia has spectacular natural beauty, from the Andes Mountains to the Caribbean coast. The South American country is home to the world's most extensive variety of bird species, with over 1,900 species identified. With a warm, welcoming culture and a reasonable cost of living, Colombia is becoming an increasingly popular retirement destination. The country offers numerous living options, from bustling cities like Medellin to the peaceful countryside. As a fun fact, Colombia is the world's leading producer of emeralds, accounting for 70 to 90% of the global supply. Bulgaria takes the 3rd spot on our list of best countries to retire. This Eastern European country has a colorful history, stunning scenery, and affordable cost of living. Bulgaria is home to the oldest and continuously inhabited city in Europe, Lviv, which dates back over 6,000 years. Retirees can enjoy the country's beautiful mountains, Black Sea coastline, and charming villages. Bulgaria's low cost of living and high-quality health care are appealing to retirees on a budget. Here's an amusing tidbit. Bulgaria is the only European country that hasn't changed its name since it was first established in 681 AD. Our number 2 best country to retire affordably is Georgia. Georgia is a hidden treasure in Eastern Europe, offering retirees a unique cultural experience. This country is known for its ancient winemaking tradition, with archaeological evidence dating back over 8,000 years. Georgia has something for everyone, from the picturesque capital of Tbilisi to the incredible Caucasus Mountains. The warm hospitality, delicious food, and inexpensive healthcare make Georgia an excellent choice for retirees. For a quirky fact, Georgia is home to one of the world's deepest caves, the Krupera Cave, which reaches a depth of 7,208 feet.
Wow.
And finally, the number 1 spot on our list of best countries to retire under $1,000 a month goes to Panama. Panama is a Central American paradise with a low cost of living, modern infrastructure, and a warm tropical climate. The country is renowned for the Panama Canal, an engineering phenomenon that connects the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. Enjoy Panama's beautiful beaches, rainforests, and lively cities while stretching your retirement dollars. Panama also offers attractive retirement incentives, such as the Pensionado program, which provides discounts on many services. As a fun piece of trivia, Panama is the only area in the world where you can see the sun come up on the Pacific and set on the Atlantic.
Wow.
As we've explored the 10 best countries to retire under $1,000 a month, it's clear there are some fantastic options across the globe. Remember, the key to a fulfilling retirement is finding the perfect balance between cost, lifestyle, and personal preferences. Now that we've shared our top picks, we'd love to hear your thoughts on these destinations. Which country caught your eye the most?
I think Philippines and Panama would be a good selection. Now, I don't know if I did one on this one.
I worry that we're all kind of disconnected.
Did you ask me something?
This is a country nobody want to visit.
Do you think it's
Imagine a world where the color of your skin determines the way you're treated, where being a certain race makes you a target for discrimination and hate. In some corners of the globe, this unfortunate reality still persists. In this video, we will shed light on 10 countries where racism remains a troubling issue. In these countries, you won't have to worry about only the media and the locals, but even the law officers who promote racial profiling. The stories of racial profiling are stark reminders that walking on the streets as a black person can be a perilous activity in these countries. Members of the black community often find themselves subjected to unwarranted stops, searches, and even arrests, solely because of their skin color. In the next few minutes, we will expose the disturbing realities faced by black individuals in these 10 countries. Through personal accounts, statistics, and historical context, we aim to shed light on the harsh truths that often remain hidden beneath the surface. Also, as a way of supporting our efforts, hit the like button of the video, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow. Your support means a lot to us. Number 10, Spain. When you think of Spain, you might conjure images of vibrant culture, beautiful beaches, and bustling cities. However, beneath its breathtaking allure lies a disturbing truth that might make you rethink your travel plans. Spain, a country that has been home to diverse communities for decades, including black Spaniards and foreigners of color, is grappling with a deep-seated problem: racism. This is not an issue confined to a few isolated incidents. It's a pervasive problem that has led many to dupe Spain as one of the top 10 racist countries you'd rather avoid. For years, individuals of African descent who hold Spanish citizenship and people of color living in Spain have voiced their distressing experiences of racial discrimination. Despite the country's multicultural makeup, instances of racist treatment have become all too common. Abraham Jimenez Enoa, a Cuban writer who made Spain his new home in 2021, has been documenting his personal encounters with racism. Shockingly, he has recorded a staggering 182 incidents so far, from being unjustly followed around stores to facing unwarranted ID checks on public transport. Enoa's accounts paint a distressing picture of a society that seems to have turned a blind eye to its own prejudices. Even more heart-wrenching is the fact that Enoa's own child, with lighter skin, receives compliments that his father is denied simply due to his darker complexion. The world of sports, often seen as a unifying force, has not been spared from this ugly reality. In a recent game involving Real Madrid and Valencia in May 2023, Vinicius Jr., a talented young player, faced horrifying racial slurs from opposition supporters. Cries of "monkey" echoed through the stadium, a deeply offensive taunt that speaks volumes about the pervasive racism lurking within Spanish society. This incident is not an isolated one for Vinicius. He has spoken out about the continuous episodes of racial abuse he has suffered during his time in Spain. Even outside the stadium, the ugly face of racism emerges. In early 2023, a group of men went as far as hanging an effigy of Vinicius from a bridge, a shocking display of hatred that can't be ignored. The most concerning aspect of this situation is the apparent lack of action from those in power. Despite being a nation that prides itself on progress and inclusion, Spain's lawmakers and law enforcement agencies have not done enough to tackle this deeply entrenched problem. The pleas of the marginalized communities seem to have fallen on deaf ears, leaving them frustrated and disillusioned. As a traveler, Spain may not seem like the idyllic destination it's often portrayed to be. The country's dark underbelly of racism is a stark reminder that prejudice can lurk beneath even the most charming facades. When considering your travel plans, it's crucial to take into account the lived experiences of those who have been subjected to racial discrimination in Spain. Choosing to visit a place that fails to adequately address racism might inadvertently condone such behavior. Until Spain takes substantial steps to combat racism and create a more welcoming environment for all, it might be wise to think twice before adding it to your travel bucket list. After all, no beautiful landscape or historic landmark can compensate for the emotional toll of experiencing or witnessing racial discrimination. Number 9, Italy. When you have your mind set on visiting different countries, there are a lot of factors to consider. The culture, the food, the scenery, and the people you'll meet. Italy might be high on your travel list, known for its historical sites, delicious cuisine, and charming streets. However, there's another side to Italy that's important to acknowledge: racism. This is a problem that has been highlighted time and again, causing concerns among locals and visitors alike. Racism is an issue that persists in various corners of the world, and Italy is unfortunately no exception.
Don't go to Italy.
Instances of racism have become more visible in recent years, leading to widespread public outcry and condemnation. It's important to note that there are voices within the country, like Paula Igonu, a volleyball player of Nigerian descent, who acknowledged that Italy has been dealing with racism, but believes that things are gradually improving. On the other hand, people like Lilian Thuram, a former professional footballer from France, have expressed a more pessimistic view, suggesting that racism has escalated, particularly under the influence of the current right-wing coalition government led by Giorgia Meloni. One incident that shocked many occurred at a popular music contest, where Paola Egonu candidly stated that Italy has racism but is slowly progressing. However, this optimism clashes with reports of racial incidents, such as the case of football player Romelu Lukaku, who was targeted by racist chants from Juventus fans, resulting in the city of Turin issuing 171 restraining orders. One of the challenges in addressing racism in Italy is the lack of comprehensive data. The government does not actively collect statistics on race and ethnicity, making it harder to gauge the extent of the issue. This absence of data sets Italy apart from other European countries where such information is readily available. Without a clear picture of the problem, it's difficult to implement effective solutions. A UNICEF poll in 2021 unveiled disheartening findings. Around 60% of young people in Italy admitted to having unconscious racist biases. This suggests that even though individuals may not consciously hold discriminatory views, these biases still shape their behavior. Additionally, the same poll revealed that a staggering 74% of migrants reported experiencing discrimination while in Italy. These experiences range from subtle instances like strangers clutching their bags when a person of color enters a shop to more overt cases of verbal and physical abuse. While Italy boasts a wealth of cultural treasures and a vibrant atmosphere, it's also grappling with racism, so you might want to reset your expectations with this country. Number 8. Morocco. While Morocco promises an amazing experience with a diverse landscapes and rich culture, you may uncover a side that often goes unspoken, a shadow, cast by a history marked by centuries of the Trans-Sahara slave trade. Over the centuries, Morocco participated in the Trans-Sahara slave trade, which has left a lasting impact. Unfortunately, anti-black racism still exists today, even though the issue is often denied or ignored by non-black Moroccans. In daily life, racist terms and derogatory labels are used to refer to black Moroccans, diminishing their worth and humanity. This language, rooted in historical prejudices, reflects a lack of understanding and empathy. The animalization of black people in Morocco is not infrequent. Black individuals are sometimes compared to animals like monkeys and pigs, reducing them to dehumanizing stereotypes. This treatment is especially targeted at migrants from sub-Saharan Africa, making them feel like outsiders. They can be called Kurd, monkey, Khanzir, pig, Akil Lami al-Bashar, cannibal, and Hayawan, animal. They may be greeted by the sounds monkeys supposedly make, which is described as guera, guera. The heritage of black Moroccans is frequently denied and accosted with the veiled attack of the phrase Menenti, where are you from, said by their fellow citizens, as if true Moroccans are all white. Black Moroccans often face questions about their origins that imply they don't belong in the country. This exclusionary attitude denies their heritage and makes it harder for them to feel like valued members of society. Surprisingly, the history of slavery, the diversity of the population, and racism are not taught in schools or discussed openly. This silence perpetuates ignorance and prevents progress in addressing discrimination. While the exact number of black Moroccans isn't known due to a lack of official statistics, they make up a significant part of the population. The Trans-Sahara slave trade played a role in shaping this demographic. As you explore Morocco's stunning landscapes and historic sites, it's important to be aware of the deep-rooted issue of racism that persists. While progress has been made, the shadow of history still affects the lives of black Moroccans. Number 7. Cuba. On the surface, Cuba might seem like the best island vacation spot. You will find some of the most beautiful Caribbean beaches renowned for their crystal clear waters and fine sand, rich cuisine, diversity of its people's cultures, and world-class entertainment. However, there are aspects of the country's reality that might give one pause, especially if you're a person of color. Cuba has often been celebrated for its rich culture, vibrant music, and historical significance. But beneath the surface, there exists a complex and concerning issue: racism. Cuba's reputation as a heavily policed nation has garnered attention, and not for the right reasons. citizens, regardless of their ethnicity, can find themselves subjected to random detentions on the streets. This unsettling practice is even more pronounced for black Cubans, particularly when they are seen in the company of white foreigners. If you're a white American woman traveling with a black partner or black friends, you might find yourself shocked by the frequency with which they are stopped and questioned about their interactions with you. The Cuban government seems to possess an almost obsessive desire to ensure the safety of white tourists, which can lead to uncomfortable and disheartening encounters for those affected. Even black Americans, who might have assumed a level of shared identity in Cuba, can find themselves mistakenly targeted by the police. The late Mark Sawyer, an African-American Cuba scholar, recounted his experiences of being stopped frequently. He revealed that his mere possession of a passport redirected the police officer's suspicions towards his intent, insinuating that he might be a troublemaking Cuban American. Such experiences shed light on the pervasive nature of this issue. Roberto Zurbano, a prominent black
Ohio families should have the freedom to make our own decision. Vote yes on issue 1.
Roberto Zurbano, a prominent black Cuban intellectual, has been an outspoken critic of ongoing racism within the country. He has consistently highlighted the harassment faced by black men on the streets of Havana. Zurbano's commentaries, particularly after the passing of Hansel Hernandez, an unarmed black Cuban who was shot in the back and met his end at the hand of the police for no justifiable reason, underscore the distressing reality faced by black Cubans. When contemplating a trip to Cuba, it's important to consider the experiences of individuals who have encountered the darker sides of the island. While the allure of Cuba's charm and history is undeniable, the country's issues with racial profiling and discrimination are equally undeniable. If you are a person of color, especially black, you might find yourself subjected to uncomfortable encounters with law enforcement due to the color of your skin. This undercurrent of racial tension raises serious questions about the inclusivity and warmth that travelers hope to encounter in a foreign land. Number 6, USA. This might come as a surprise to some viewers, but surely many of you will think it is pretty obvious. When you set foot in the United States, a land often touted as the land of opportunity and freedom, you might be confronted with a sobering truth that many would rather ignore. America's struggles with racism are deep-rooted, pervasive, and undeniable. It's an uncomfortable reality that has come to the forefront time and time again, painting a picture of a nation grappling with its own ideals. The tragic demise of African Americans in 2020 at the hands of a police officer in Minneapolis sent shockwaves around the globe. This heart-wrenching incident not only exposed the deeply ingrained racism within American institutions, but also triggered a larger conversation about the realities faced by black immigrants in the country. While the majority of black Americans are descendants of those who were forcibly brought to the U.S. as slaves, a substantial portion, nearly 5 million people, are black immigrants who arrived in pursuit of the American dream. However, the promise of a better life often meets the harsh reality of systemic racism. Consider the recent case of Patrick Lyoya, a 26-year-old who fled the Democratic Republic of Congo with his family 8 years ago, seeking refuge and opportunity in the U.S. His story, unfortunately, ended in tragedy when he was fatally shot by a police officer in Grand Rapids, Michigan, during a routine traffic stop. The incident was captured on camera, revealing a horrifying struggle between Lyoya and the officer. Despite the officer's attempts to use a taser, the confrontation ended with a fatal gunshot to Lyoya's head. Such incidents are not anomalies, but symptoms of a broader issue, the deeply ingrained systematic racism that affects every facet of American society. This racism is more than just isolated acts of discrimination. It's a web of policies, practices, and attitudes that perpetuate inequality. From racial profiling and biased policing to disparities in education, housing, and employment opportunities, black and brown individuals face hurdles that their white counterparts often do not. Historical context further illuminates the gravity of this issue. Centuries of slavery, segregation, and institutionalized discrimination have left scars that persist today. The so-called American dream has often been a mirage for black and brown communities, as the legacy of systemic racism continues to hinder progress and advancement. While the USA is one of the best vacation spots, you might want to think really hard about moving around in this country if you're black. Number 5. Brazil. Behind the samba beats and beautiful beaches lies a darker truth. Brazil stands as one of the top 10 countries with a distressing racism problem that can make visiting a deeply unsettling experience. It might be surprising, especially given Brazil's image as a melting pot of different races. But beneath the surface, a deep-seated racial divide persists. This divide stems from a long history that began after the abolition of slavery in 1888. Rather than actively working to integrate black people into society, the Brazilian authorities crafted a carefully constructed narrative of racial harmony. They aimed to portray Brazil as a unique haven where all races coexist peacefully. However, this narrative hides a painful reality that many Brazilians, particularly black and mixed-race individuals, continue to suffer. In the 21st century, statistics reveal a sobering truth about racial inequality in Brazil. Black and brown Brazilians bear the brunt of police violence, lack access to education, and face limited representation in decision-making circles. Shockingly, they make up a staggering 64% of the unemployed population and are almost 3 times more likely to fall victim to homicides. This staggering inequality is reflected in their income as well. On average, they earn only half of what their white counterparts do. A glance at Brazil's demographics reveals the intricacies of its racial landscape. The population comprises about 40% mixed-race individuals, 5% black, and 54% white. These classifications are often based on appearance rather than strict ancestry, leading to an intricate web of identity. The divisions are not confined to statistics alone. They permeate all aspects of life, from education to the job market. While many Brazilians now acknowledge the existence of racial prejudice and discrimination, the fight against racism remains an uphill battle. Racial inequalities persist in the labor market, with non-whites facing hurdles in pursuing upward mobility. Even with laws against racism in place, subtle forms of discrimination remain deeply embedded. A hierarchy of races has taken root in the collective consciousness, perpetuating inequality in ways both visible and insidious. In recent years, racial tensions have flared, exacerbated by the election of a far-right president, Jair Bolsonaro. His inflammatory rhetoric has fueled animosity, sparking clashes between different racial groups. Shockingly, despite a large number of Brazilians identifying as black, their representation in positions of power is disproportionately low. Black people constitute just 18% of Congress and a mere 4.7% of executives in major companies. Vice President Hamilton Mourão's assertion that racism doesn't exist in Brazil underscores the state's denial of its deep-rooted issues. This denial only perpetuates the suffering of black Brazilians as they continue to face systemic racism and discrimination on a daily basis. So, while Brazil's allure and stunning beaches is undeniable, it's essential to acknowledge the shadows lurking beneath the surface. Its history of racial inequality, persistent discrimination, and stark racial disparities make it one of the 10 countries where confronting racism might be an unwelcome but necessary part of the journey. Number 4. Mexico. When you step into Mexico, you're entering a nation where the clash of racism and classism has left an indelible mark on society. It's a truth that's often...
Hi, I'm Brad Thomas, and today I want to show you how anybody with a computer or smartphone can collect as much as...
It's a truth that's often masked by vibrant landscapes and rich cultures, yet one that cannot be ignored. Mexico, a land of contrasts, harbors a shadowy side of racism that casts a long and troubling shadow. Amidst the bustling streets and festive celebrations, a disturbing pattern emerges. While racism is prevalent in every aspect of life, you will notice it most commonly in the media. Advertising billboards flash images that subtly, or sometimes not so subtly, weave racism and classism into the very fibers of society. From beer and car commercials to department store promotions and supermarket ads, The prevalence of white faces in these campaigns acts as a haunting specter, enticing impoverished Mexicans to believe that their ticket out of economic hardship is a future of unattainable whiteness. This advertising onslaught isn't just a casual occurrence. It's a glaring reminder of the deep-seated divisions that plague the country. Remember the 2018 scandal involving Indio beer? The campaign featured fair-skinned Mexicans wearing shirts that played with the derogatory term Pinche Indio, an insult hurled at indigenous people. The shirts were altered to read Orgullosamente Indio, or Proudly Indian. Yet the campaign's creators oddly believed that having white individuals assume indigenous identity would effectively combat discrimination. Similar stories of insensitivity pervade ads beyond Mexican borders. El Salvadoran soda promotions, Colombian laundry detergent commercials, and even the widespread elite toilet paper branding throughout Latin America all seem to echo the sentiment that whiteness sells. This unsettling trend is rooted in the societal bias that places white skin on a pedestal, exuding an air of superiority. The problem doesn't stop at advertisements. An unsettling reality surfaced a few months ago when employees of an upscale Mexico City steakhouse revealed a disturbing policy. The best tables were reserved for customers with lighter skin. The idea that fair-skinned patrons were being given preferential treatment wasn't entirely shocking. In a country where darker complexions have historically correlated with lower incomes, reduced access to education, and limited media representation, the practice of favoring lighter-skinned individuals was a sad testament to the entrenched hierarchy. This hierarchy finds its origins in colonialism, which profoundly impacted Latin America just as slavery shaped the United States. The Spanish conquest some 5 centuries ago established a rigid caste system, with one's social status primarily dictated by their racial background. European descendants occupied the top rung, followed by those of mixed colonial and indigenous heritage. Indigenous people found themselves near the bottom, with black slaves beneath them. Even after the Mexican Revolution ended in 1917, the nation's leaders endeavored to unify a fractured society under the banner of mestizo identity, a concept embraced across Latin America. This concept portrayed the mestizo as a harmonious blend of indigenous and European virtues. Yet, evidence paints a different picture. A 2017 study from Vanderbilt University revealed that those with fairer skin completed more schooling than those with darker skin. Wealth, too, was tied to skin color, with darker-skinned individuals earning substantially less. This discriminatory mindset infiltrates everyday life. Families and friends nickname the lightest member Güerito, or Little White One, while the darkest is termed Negrito, or Little Black One. Sadly, these labels can be either terms of endearment or hurtful slights. The battle against racism in Mexico is ongoing, making it one of the 10 countries where confronting these issues is a necessity, even if it's not the vacation you anticipated. Number 3, Colombia. While Colombia boasts a vibrant culture and warm hospitality, there's a sobering reality that cannot be overlooked. It is one of the 10 countries where the shadows of racism loom large, casting a heavy burden on its Afro-Colombian and indigenous populations. While strolling through the bustling streets of Bogota or admiring the natural beauty of Choco's Pacific Department, it becomes evident that Colombia's racial history is deeply etched into its fabric. The statistics speak volumes. Colombia is home to the second largest population of Afro-descendants in Latin America, yet their presence remained unnoticed until the 1990s. Even though laws embracing multiculturalism were introduced in the 1990s, the journey towards social equity has been an uphill struggle. Before this, Afro-Colombians were often considered invisible, overlooked by both the state and academic disciplines.
Are you a low-income American on food
Sounds
stamps or
familiar,
Medicaid?
like they do here
If
in
so,
America
you are
and other
now
places.
eligible to receive a free...
A vivid example lies in Chaco, a predominantly Afro-Colombian department, where a staggering 82.1% of the population proudly embraces their heritage. However, this pride is juxtaposed against economic hardships. Gold and platinum, coveted resources, paint a stark picture of the power struggle. Chaco, and Antioquia departments reign as Colombia's gold producers, a magnet for corporate interests, often international ones. Canadian, U.S., and Brazilian companies engage in large-scale mining, while illegal operations by armed groups further compound the problem. This economic exploitation runs hand in hand with the historical undercurrents of racism, as the state's focus on development aligns more with fitting into Western ideals than with addressing the plight of its marginalized citizens. Education, a fundamental right, underscores Colombia's racial disparity. When torrential rains and mining-induced river shallowness struck Chaco's rural communities, schools took a severe hit. The Colombian state's indifference resulted in black and indigenous children losing months of access to education. Impoverished teachers improvised amid flooded classrooms, using sunlight to salvage soaked books. In stark contrast, privileged white and mestizo students in the capital city, Bogota, enjoyed uninterrupted learning. This gaping inequality exposes the harsh reality of a racist system. Colombia's racism extends far beyond education. It taints political chambers, healthcare facilities, agricultural sectors, and trade institutions. The indigenous and Afro-Colombian communities are stranded on the fringes, their representation tokenized rather than substantive. Even as the global Black Lives Matter movement reverberates, Colombia remains reluctant to confront its history of discrimination and systemic bias. If you have Colombia on your list of vacation spots, you might want to reconsider and go somewhere else that will give you a great experience. Number 2, France. With about 90 million visitors every year, France is the world's most popular tourist destination. Stunning locations like the Eiffel Tower, the Louvre Museum, or a stroll through the streets of Paris is a thrilling experience for most people. However, despite its rich history and culture, the European nation carries a shadow of racism that cannot be ignored. While it may not be immediately apparent to outsiders, there's a troubling undercurrent that taints the experience for many. Despite celebrating milestones in combating racism, recent observations reveal that this issue hasn't entirely dissipated. The COVID-19 pandemic inadvertently provided fertile ground for harmful anti-Semitic conspiracy theories to flourish. Additionally, political campaigns have reignited discussions about migration and security, often with concerning undertones. The backdrop of these events underscores the fact that racist and xenophobic sentiments persist. A significant aspect of this situation is that, in French society, racism often lurks beneath the surface, hidden behind a smiling facade. This subtle racism manifests itself in everyday scenarios, where black individuals are relegated to roles such as back office staff or cleaning personnel. This reality is hard to ignore when witnessing the stark divide in occupation and opportunities. This creates a disheartening narrative, one where black and brown people play an integral role in the vibrancy of the city, but remain marginalized and invisible. This year, 2022, saw France celebrate the 50th anniversary of the enactment of the Law of July 1st, 1972, which penalizes racist insult and defamation and incitement to discrimination, hatred, or racial violence, as well as the 51st anniversary of the ratification of the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination. However, France still struggles with racism, so you might want to keep an eye out while enjoying your vacation trip. Number 1, Switzerland. The combination of amazing weather, eye-captivating scenery of the Alps, and small but nice things like the cheeses, Swiss chocolates, which is the best in the world, and watches are what makes Switzerland one of the best tourist and vacation destinations in the world. However, the country might be one of the worst places to visit if you're black. Recent revelations expose a serious problem with racism against people of African descent that cannot be ignored. A recent report presented to the UN Human Rights Council has shed light on this unsettling problem, revealing instances of discrimination that range from shocking police brutality to distressing everyday situations. Switzerland, though never a colonial power, has a dark historical connection to the...
Sylvania's headlight experts want to demonstrate just how much visibility your car's headlight bulbs can lose.
Switzerland, though never a colonial power, has a dark historical connection to the transatlantic triangular trade, benefiting from its banks, traders, and municipalities. This legacy seems to have left a stain, as evidenced by alarming instances highlighted in the report. Even in playgrounds, the toxic seed of racism has taken root in children's games like Who is Afraid of the Black Man? These seemingly innocent activities foster racially discriminatory attitudes. One glaring issue is racial profiling, where individuals are singled out based on their skin color or ethnicity. Black residents often find themselves subjected to increased police scrutiny, experiencing more frequent searches and identity checks. These encounters have led to tragic consequences, as evidenced by recent cases of black suspects dying during or after interactions with the police. In some instances, the use of excessive force and restraint has resulted in fatalities. The statistics paint a grim picture. Reported cases of racial discrimination have surged by 30% in a single year, revealing both an alarming rise in incidents and a growing willingness among victims to come forward. Shockingly, around 7% of these incidents involved racial profiling, with nearly a third linked to public administration and police interactions. The numbers spotlight an urgent need for change. Racism's insidious presence extends beyond police interactions. Discrimination seeps into areas like housing and employment. A study from the Federal Housing Office indicates that individuals with foreign-sounding names face a response rate of less than 5% for apartment viewings. Similarly, those with Balkan-sounding or African surnames encounter a 30% higher barrier when seeking job opportunities. This bias is pervasive and insinuates itself into daily life, from subtle rejections to unspoken prejudices. In the end, while these 10 countries might boast breathtaking landscapes, alluring beaches, and renowned vacation spots, it's crucial to remember that your safety, well-being, and dignity come first. No amount of natural beauty can compensate for the hurtful discrimination that you might face based on your skin color. The world is vast, with countless destinations that welcome everyone with open arms, regardless of their background. By choosing to explore places that embrace diversity and treat all individuals with respect, you can ensure that your travels are not only enjoyable, but also enriching experiences that leave you with wonderful memories. Remember, the real treasure of any journey lies not just in the sights you see, but in the connections you make and the warmth of the welcome you receive. This brings us to the end of this video. Tell us.
So, from the people out there who have the funds to go, who have the well-means, if you're a woman, black man, a black woman of color, them countries, that last video, don't spend your money in them countries. And if you go in them countries, why don't you go to the black areas? They can use your money. Make them feel visible. When mainstream, make them feel like they're invisible. It's the same story all over, whether it's in France, whether it's here in America, whether it's in Canada. And it seems like it's the same ordeal, or Mexico. Because them people have always been at the bottom. And no one, it's the same story. Everybody, where we at, as a people, they always ignore us. They always treat us as invisible. So, if you can do what you want to do, but go help out another people, even if they speak a different language that look like you. Because if you don't, nobody else will. Not very many people will. Some will, but some won't acknowledge them. So this is to my American blacks and the ones who have it, and Canadians and other ones. Why don't we help them out, man? Why don't we help them out? Because it's the same story, and you see, it comes from the history. Everybody has a story, and their voice need to be heard. That's why I watch places like the African diaspora. You had to have a channel like that, because nobody wouldn't know that there's other people in other countries around the world that are going through the same and similar thing. All because something they were born with, they get persecuted with. And you know all these nations that persecute us, they're going to stand before the Most High God. I wonder what they're going to say when they see him on that day. When he tell them in their own language. You couldn't love at least one of me. Why shall I let you up here after you live your life on this earth? A lot of these racist people are going to be in hell. And no matter what, not just in our country, but around the world, if they don't repent. This is the message. They'll see another person that's equally inadequately as a human being like they are. They're going to pay in the end. I assure you, they're going to pay in the end. So, for anything, just enjoy where you spend your money at. But you have to know the good and the bad if you're a black traveler. A lot of white content, they'll cover certain things, but they don't go into depth with this. I had to show you the both sides of it. And I mean, even in America, you got to go what towns, what cities to go to in America. And for my blacks on the outskirts of America, you need to know too. Because even though you have a foreign tongue with a foreign name, people, when you step into an atmosphere, they don't see you for where you are, what part of the world you come from. When you look like me, they see like the other place in the world do. They see you as black. And so, and I always say this, they see it in their mind, they see it with their eyes, then they see it in their mind. Then they assume what it is. So, be careful out there on your travel. I made this video personally on travel. Probably made a video probably as a repeat, but I had to show you the good and the bad. And God bless those countries that are not like that. But as a black traveler, you need to know where you're going. It's for your sound mind. Why go to one country and go to another country just as worse as in America? They got the same spirit. So stay out of those countries that got that spirit. Don't go to France. Don't go to Italy. Don't go to Spain. Especially if you're black. They can't treat someone, even if they're from the continent. It don't matter. They're human beings. So why should we progress them with our money and our talent and our time? Let them fold up under and bless the countries that will honor you as an individual. Because as a collective, as a community, you can make an income. Especially us blacks that's in the Western countries who have the means to travel, we can do that. We can help the ones that need to be uplifted and being cast into the side, out into the side. We know what that means. No matter what part of the world, what language you speak in, when it comes to this, it's the same old deal. It's deny, delay, and deflect. You probably go to Argentina, it's the same way. Doesn't matter. But for my Spanish-speaking people, Portuguese-speaking, French-speaking people, hope they get this message. It's time to see us as human beings. If they don't want to choose to see because of our color, then let them folks go. But don't think that you are a curse that God put it on this earth. You're a blessing. It was those colonizers that colonized your mind. That's what it was. But this is a new day, and the colonizers are paying for it. These nations are getting punished for what they've done to people that look like us. Believe it or not, Morocco suffered bad. Italy suffered bad. Spain gonna suffer too. Switzerland gonna suffer too. France is gonna suffer too. They about to find out that who they've been keeping up under their foot. The Most High took their foot off of them Now they're going to put them in the same predicament what they done to the people who are dark complected, who they thought they were less than. Just watch. It's happening as we speak around the world. It's just a matter of time. But I hope this encourages you to travel with men and women. Be careful where you travel to, especially if you're black. Be careful. Because subconsciously, people see color. It's just, no matter, it's like here in America, but it's the same spirit in different parts of the world. Them countries that you see. So be careful when you travel. Be blessed. Hope you get. And hey, retire. Go to Panama, and you see the Philippines, well, Panama and other place where they have an Afro Barbados. They have an Afro Caribbean. They have people that look like you. We don't want to go to the continent. Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe. Till next time, you take care and be blessed. And remember, your skin is not a curse. It's a blessing. You are made in the image of His Most High God. And if this can reach out to someone in different languages, let them get to it. Your skin is a blessing. Your hair is a blessing. Don't let them tell you that. That's a lie. You know why? Tell them if those of you speak French or Spanish, ask the Most High to show them in the book. That changed the way. You're not going to be at the bottom for long. Remember, like and subscribe. Take care until next time. Be blessed.